Aloha, 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 aloha. As promised, I am in Maui, Hawaii. It is currently like 7 something in the morning because our bodies have not adjusted to the time difference. I have no clue what time it is back home, but you know, it's neither here nor there. I'm going to show you guys some scenery before I start the message, and then we'll get into it. Where is the button? There it is. Yo, I don't know where my button is to turn it around, guys. I'm sorry. I'll just turn it around this way. Like, can y'all see that? Maybe I'll just turn around like that. Yeah. Yeah, see that? So I'm walking down to the beach, which is where we're pretty much going to spend today. So I'm going to go over here in these chairs so I can kind of sit down and get comfy. But for those that don't know me, I am Nikita Jervy of Kita's Peace, and I am back, guys, back with another effing Friday message. So today, I don't know how many of you actually guessed from the clue that I gave, but today's message is free or freedom Friday. It's Freedom Friday. And I thought that it was very fitting because that word was literally like ringing in my ears as we prepared the week before a vacation. You guys can hear the ocean in the background. As we prepared to go on vacation. Oh my God, it's a slug, guys. Holy crap. Like, it's humongous. Do you guys see that? Ew. 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 I hate slugs. Like, oh my gosh, like, this is so sidetracked, but when there are slugs in my yard, driveway, I immediately go get the salt because they are just disgusting. Oh, that just gave me the heebie-jeebies. Anywho, so as we were preparing for oh yeah, okay, lighting's better this way. As we were preparing for vacation, people just kept, telling us to just unplug and, just enjoy the freedom, enjoy, being on vacation and stuff like that. I'm going to see if I can sit. This slug is really like irking my soul right now. But, this chair, I know it can't jump out and get me, but it's just so gross. But, yeah, so the word of the day or the week is free or Freedom Friday. And so I have the definitions for both because I thought that it was fitting to give you both definitions, and then we'll go into it. So free means not under the control or in the power of another, no longer confined or in prison, not subject to or constrained by engagements or obligations, and or without cost or payment. Obviously, if you go to a store, you get it for free, you're not giving them money, okay? And then freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraints, or the state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. Once again, free is not under the control or in power of another, not or no longer confined or imprisoned, not subject or constrained by engagements or obligations, and or without cost or payment. Freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint, or the state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. Again, like I said, when we were preparing for vacation, it's just like, yes, I cannot wait for vacation because you just get an opportunity to unplug. You know what I'm saying? For however long your vacation is, you are not subject or constrained by your obligations. You don't have no school, you don't have no work, you ain't got no bills, you ain't got no house to keep clean, you ain't got nobody to feed. You literally are eating out every day. It's like you're free, okay? You're free to sleep in however long you want. You can do literally nothing if you want, or you can do everything. You know, you can be as busy as you want to be on vacation without really any restrictions or consequences, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to, because somebody joined me, just like all up in my, just killed my buzz. So yesterday, Paul and I, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to get, I'm gonna sneak through these bushes. All right, there we go. I'm on the path. Oh, I almost slipped. Y'all see that? So yesterday, Paul and I, we went on this all day long. Like, we got up, we had to be there at like 8 in the morning, and we didn't get back to the room until like 3 or 4 o'clock or something along those lines. It was an all-day adventure, guys. So we started out by ziplining. Yeah, so we ziplined. We did 4 zips. I'm going downstairs. I'm trying to be extra careful. We started out by ziplining. We did 4 zips, like across like the treetops of Hawaii. And then we went and we walked through a rainforest. Let me take my sandals off because I'm going in the sand now. And we walked through the rainforest, which is something that my husband said he never would do. And then we ended up at a waterfall, which he jumped into. He got on top of the cliff and he jumped into the water. I'm not a very strong swimmer, so I couldn't swim against the current, or what, you know, the stream, whatever you want to call it, to get over to the cliff. So I couldn't jump, but I did get in the water, and I did sit on top of some trees over there and all that other good stuff. You guys will definitely see the pictures once I upload them when we get back. But you know, it was a really great, I'm gonna come sit on these rocks. It was a really great experience yesterday. But you know what I learned about freedom and being free from yesterday's experience, and you know, the Holy Spirit kind of just dropped it in my spirit, is that there is a difference between, and I can't see, so I'm gonna go this way, guys. There is a difference between, you guys get the great view of the ocean in the background. It's awesome, right? Ugh, I'm sitting on a rock. Okay. There is a difference between bondage and barriers, okay? There is a difference between bondage and barriers, okay? So the politically correct definition of the two are as such. Bondage is the state of being a slave, period, okay? While a barrier is a fence or other obstacle that prevents movement or access. What the hell? Sorry, guys. I'm like all jacked up this morning. It's just really early. So that's the politically correct definition or breakdown of those words. Now, the Holy Spirit gave me a different breakdown. So bondage keeps you from enjoying the freedom that Christ provided, while a barrier allows you to enjoy your freedom without getting hurt. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that one more time. The Holy Spirit breakdown is bondage keeps you from enjoying freedom, enjoying the freedom that Christ provided, while a barrier allows you to enjoy the freedom without getting hurt. Galatians 5:1 says, "For freedom Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery." Jesus Christ has set us free, guys. Do not willingly, basically what it's saying is, don't willingly submit yourself to bondage. Don't willingly submit yourself to being a slave to anyone or anything, any noun. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. It doesn't even make sense. Like, what is the point of what Jesus came and did for us, to give us freedom, to give us freedom from sin and freedom from bondage and freedom from, the weight of the world, if you're going to just pick it up, and carry it around like it's a badge of goddamn honor. Like, come on. So, don't willingly submit yourself to bondage, but also don't rebuke the barriers designed to keep you safe. Like, they're there for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, like while we were ziplining, they had us, harnessed in, and we were attached to like these things with like several different clips by a harness, and they like triple checked it, which I am greatly appreciative of, you know what I'm saying? And we weren't allowed to touch any of those things because those things were, number one, keeping us alive. Hello. But they were the very thing, like those harnesses and the straps and everything that had us, they were a barrier, but they also were the very thing that allowed us to enjoy the freedom of flying. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were literally zipping, atop trees and stuff like that. Like, it was those things that allowed that to happen, because we can't fly, okay? Without them things, we'd have failed, okay? And then when we were in the rainforest, our guide, she was great. Shout out to Sarah. But we were on a path, a designated path, and it was that path that was a barrier to us, that protected us, that kept us safe from getting caught in, one of the things that she pointed out was a wild boar trap. And then there were a couple ditches that we avoided by being on the path, and, and or touching, poisonous things that, could have definitely harmed us. So the barriers were there for a reason. And that's just like in any area of our lives, there are some areas that are bonded. You're bonded, you're in bondage. And then there are areas where it's just a barrier. It's things that God set up so that we can enjoy life to the fullest without getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna put it like this. So, for those of you that ain't never been ziplining and you never walked through no rainforest, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I have been begging Paul for a dog for a long time. Like, I love dogs. I've always had one. Except for, once I became an adult and kind of had to get one for myself. But I've always had a dog, and I've always, I've been begging him for one. And finally, he said that by the end of this year, we will have a dog. Now, everybody that's watching this video, you hold him to this, okay? Because I'm not playing around. We are getting a dog. But he says, yes, we will get a dog by the end of this year, but we will not get one until we get a fence. Really? Like, I was pissed. Like, what do you mean? Like, why can't we just get one right now? How much fences cost and how much time that's gonna take it. Yeah, all of that. Until, I realized, I thought back to the last dog that I had. Well, not the last dog that I had, but my family dog that I had for, I think she was like 13 years old. And she got killed. She got hit by a car. And so I definitely can't go through that again. So I know, in retrospect, thinking about that and thinking about, the dog that I want to have, that I want it to be a dog that my kids can grow up with, you know what I'm saying? The fence is not to punish the dog. The fence is so that he can enjoy the freedom of our backyard. He can just go out without a leash. without being in bondage, because that's what a leash is. You yank, you know what I'm saying, back and all other stuff. But he can just run rampant and chase squirrels and rabbits and stuff like that without fear of getting hurt, without fear of getting hit, and dying like my last dog. R.I.P. Coco. So for that, I'll wait. I will patiently and sometimes impatiently wait for our dog. But the sad reality, guys, is that most of us are slaves or in bondage to technology, to social media, to money, to work, to whatever, even sometimes in bondage to family, you know what I'm saying? Which is why when vacation is over and reality sinks in, there's like this weight that kind of, like, it's almost like as you're on the airplane flying home, and it's like, oh my gosh, they're like, okay, they list your airport code or whatever, and they say you're almost home, you're it's just almost like as soon as you get off the plane, it's like, and that is not what God intended for us. He said, take my yoke, for it's light, it's easy. He did not intend for our lives to be like this, to be heavy, to be weighed down by the bondage of sin, the bondage of a job, the bondage of, and I ain't telling nobody to quit their job. I'm not telling nobody to live on vacation. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying it's not supposed to feel like that. It's not supposed to feel heavy. You know what I'm saying? And it's supposed, he offered us the opportunity to trade our yokes, the things that hold us, or steer us. That's what a yoke is. He offered us to trade our heaviness, our burdens, our bondage for his. You know what I'm saying? And so even if you're not on vacation, if you never have been on vacation, if you never go on vacation, he gives you that opportunity to trade your yoke for his. Galatians 5:13 says, you, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to indulge in the flesh. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. Brothers and sisters, family, I challenge you this week to walk in freedom. Set barriers in the areas you find yourself bound to. Like, I know for me, when I'm not on vacation, I am stuck on Facebook. Okay, I don't know what it is. It's really dumb. I don't understand it, but I understand that is I'm bound, or I'm overcoming being bound to Facebook. And so, limit your social media, put barriers for yourself so that you can actually enjoy the freedom that Christ paid for, that he afforded to us. You know what I'm saying? Actually call someone instead of texting, like hear someone's voice. Try to save that coin that you earned, that you worked all daggone week for, and you were about to go spend it on nothing. Try saving it, but most importantly, take the time to love on one another. Serve each other humbly in love. Honor one another. We get so wrapped up, and the way that I envision it, I don't know if you can see, but how if you let me see if I can hold it with my legs. When you get locked up, you're handcuffed, and it's usually behind your back, and that's bondage. Okay, you're bound, like in a hunched over state, and we get so wrapped up in this hunched over, bound state of bondage where we're just going through the humdrum of life and work and family, and it's like we hardly ever get the opportunity or take the opportunity to break free from that thing, stand upright, stand firm as the word declares, and enjoy the freedom that God has afforded us. You understand what I'm saying? Like, enjoy the freedom that's found in loving one another, in serving one another, in honoring one another. There is a difference, family, between bondage and barriers. Bondage keeps you from enjoying freedom, while barriers allows you to enjoy freedom without getting hurt. Be aware of which one you're walking in. Choose freedom, guys. Choose freedom. I'm gonna give you some more of this beautiful view. What the piss? My phone just died. Oh, I pray that this blessed you. If so, please share this with one person, with just someone else that you know it will bless. I am Nikita Jervey of Kita's Feast. Follow me on social media at Kita's Feast. And until next week, have a great weekend. I love you. Bye.